Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even a 7 in there somewhere. That's funny music, Gus. I don't know if your teacher or professor is going to accept a video as a source material, but if I can be of help, I'm happy to, I don't know, point you in the right direction, maybe. Still feels like really loud to me. Thank you for the subs. I saw Nietzsche, Dingo, Sec. Thanks. Hey everybody, I'm here. It's Tuesday, movement shooter day. Well, just stream day. And I'm actually streaming for this one. So, if you're a Patreon or Twitch person, you probably saw me post this in the Discord earlier. But I'll go ahead and forward it to some of you other people because you showed up. I've been working on my next video already, and it's probably the longest script I've worked on. It's another movement shooter one. And I'm up to like page 15 or so, and I usually only hit like 6 or 7. So just a lot of writing, a lot of fucking video game playing. Way too much. No person is ever meant to play this much video game. So I just haven't totally felt like streaming, just because I want to use my free time a bit more, a bit less anxietishly. I just didn't want to stream, but I had a slow day, just practice some music stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna stream for a bit. And I said I'm working on a movement shooter video. I don't plan on talking about Ion, but I've been meaning to play it. I hear good things. Maybe it'll end up worth finishing or something. All I know about this game is it's built off of the build engine. It's the same engine that Duke Nukem 3D was built on, albeit touched up and modified a bit. But got good reviews. Seemed fun. So yeah, just gonna play it. You stream on a day of Steam weekly reset? I don't really think about it. I usually forget about that every Tuesday. And I look at my Steam friends and I'm like, why is it disconnected? Oh yeah, it's Tuesday. Nice, Cryo. Get out of there, man. You got 2 weeks left of school. Thanks, Bailey and Leprechaun. Am I going to talk about Ultra Kill? Nothing's really happened with Ultra Kill. I mean, Hakida's adding stuff, but it's not released yet. Wrath hasn't come out. I'm going to talk about Ultra Kill, but not in the way you might think. I'm using it more as a comparison to another thing. I think it's interesting. I won't talk about it too much here, though. If you ask the right questions, I will just speak the entire script of the next video without even thinking about it, because it's that easy to make me talk about fast FPS games. So I have to preserve some of that and not talk about Ultra Kill for once. Nothing comes to mind, Biome. Actually, let's see if I still have something. So, Biome in my chat was asking me to make a Weezer joke. I said no, but that reminded me of something I told someone the other day. And I gotta find it in my DMs. Okay, so just for context, the way my Discord works is my DMs are full of the most random shit, right? There's one person who's sending me a gif of monkeys or gorillas or various greater apes every day, and I haven't responded, but it actually kind of makes my day. And if you're here, thank you for that. I don't respond, Most of my other DMs are either genuine inquiries or stuff like this. People just sending me Weezer memes every day. And someone sent me this one, so I responded honestly. And I'll just repeat it for my stream. I said to them, sometimes when I'm writing, my brain defaults to making what I call a Weezer punchline, and I have to shamefully erase it afterwards. And that's a true story. It's actually a problem I have with my script writing. My brain sort of defaults to, okay, I'll make a reference here. And that'll be like how I explain this video game to someone. I'll put it into Weezer terminology. And then I have to sit there and shamefully backspace it, because I'm like, no, you're overdoing it. So it's not a Weezer joke, but there's a Weezer, I don't know, idiom, anecdote, a Weezer anecdote. Thanks, Magic, for the prime. Enjoy. So yeah. I'm just responding to chat right now. I'll start the game pretty soon. It's just usually a bit more active. I don't want to miss anything. Thank you, Pretzel. It's a very nice comment. I feel like it's a little schmoozy to like talk about my own Twitter, but I had a revelation when I went to see the Doctor Strange film. It's not a spoiler, unless you consider seeing a Valve wheel a spoiler, in which case huge spoilers. There was a Valve wheel they turned in the Doctor Strange movie, and it looked just like the TF2 logo. And I had this sort of brain blast moment where I realized the TF2 logo just looks like the negative space of a Valve wheel. I don't have the photos on hand, so you're gonna have to forgive me for showing my fucking Twitter. But it looks pretty convincing, right? And most people conclude that it's a sniper scope, right? Like, it's a... I don't have a picture on hand, but if you ever see a sniper scope, you know they have the two lines that kind of converge in the middle. I think that's kind of what you're supposed to see it as. I'm guessing that maybe the big, huge gigabrains at Valve decided to do like a double, triple meaning. So, I tweeted that, and it's now my second most liked tweet, so clearly no one else saw that either. But I thought it was convincing and interesting. Who knows? Is there no way to donate? I mean, yes and no. I wouldn't recommend it, but I have bits on. I mean... So, I'm just gonna start a new game. I played a little bit off stream, but I'm not gonna, like, jump in randomly. I don't know anything about the story of this game. I just know fast game, go shoot, shoot, boom. What's my most liked tweet? It's the 3-sentence horror story about the colorblind boss. That's my most liked one. Pretty proud of it.
Bring it on.
This is an indie, by the way, so expect indie quality. It's not an insult, I just mean it's gonna be a comic book cutscene, that's all. Yeah, so like usual, I just wanted to play this game, but I usually eyeball my chat a lot, so I'll do my best to follow the story. That doesn't look like where I'm supposed to go. Oh, another thing, this game has something in common with Shadow Warrior. I think it was made on the same engine, or a version of the engine the original Shadow Warrior was made on, maybe? I think that's how I learned about it. Blake Stone. Monster Bash. Oh, it's like Undertale. Right? You gotta hit in the middle. Slam. Cool. Yeah, I can't help it. I think it's another one of those find the card kind of games, so if you played one of them, you'd know what to expect. Oh my god. Real-time reflections. How do they pull off that quality? I don't think this is like super jumpy or rocket. It's not rocket jumpy or like dashy. It's just one of those you run fast kind of games. So I did get past this area the first time I played it, but I remember getting super freaking lost before I could get that access open. Okay. You can't flush the toilet, but you can open it. Well. Okay. I think, Justin, you play these games all day. You can find a key card. I know it's like in a wall somewhere. Bacon. Is there gonna be a TF2 YouTubers wrestling? Why are you asking me that like I'm on the council of TF2 wrestling? I don't know. If there is, I haven't been invited. It's gotta be the toilet, right? It's like a hidden room behind one of the toilets or something. Hidden door. No? Man. Arcade machine? Oh. It was on Biomenace. You were right. Am I gonna go to any TF2 lands? Are TF2 lands still a thing? Because I haven't been since Rewind 2. Or Rewind 1, I don't think I went to 2.
Think again, asshole. One good spill deserves another. Your blood for my drink.
Probably not unless they end up in Atlanta. Although...
Hey, have you ever played any of the EDF games? If so, the EDF the boys.
EDF? That sounds familiar. Is that like those Mecha Evangelion games? Not literally Evangelion, but... I've heard of it. I haven't played it. Seeing if I can turn up Paul Hogan a little bit. The Giant Ant game. Oh, okay. Definitely no then. Anyways, back to the question I was trying to answer. If there's something in Atlanta, I'll go. I did watch the TF2 voice actor stream that they did, like, what, a week or two ago? Almost all of the voice actors, minus Grant Goodeve, Nathan Federline, and obviously Rick May, were all just on stream. They read out some comics. They just did some funny voices, talked about their experience as voice actors. And at some point, Robin Atkin Downs, who voices the medic, made a little comment at the end of the stream saying if anyone wants them to make an appearance at a convention, to reach out to whoever runs it, because they would love to show out. And that had me thinking, there's a lot of conventions in Atlanta. There's Dragon Con, MomoCon, plenty of stuff that it would make sense for like the TF2 voice actors to show up to. So I've been kind of thinking about finding a contact at one of the conventions near me and maybe pitching the idea of having the TF2 BAs I think it would be cool. No promises, though. Also tangentially related, but probably not as interesting. Robin Atkin Downs. So he's really based for some reason. And he tweeted that he wants to do what he can to help Valve notice TF2, and he said he was going to talk to his contacts at Valve next week. Which I don't think anyone should hold him to it, but if he does it, that's fantastic. As a joke, I responded to that saying, alright, I'm fine, I'm main medic now. And he retweeted me, saying, let's go practice medicine. And I don't know, for a moment, everything felt complete, you know? Like one of the greats acknowledged my hit tweet. That's all I need. So yeah, all in all, just great guy. Would recommend. I ended up getting the class lineup poster from their signing thing, where almost every TF2BA signs like that iconic class lineup photo. I don't know when it ships, but I'm pretty excited to get it. It's a little pricey, but this game has given me so much. I think I can drop a little bit for a cool poster. I think they're still signing stuff if that's something you're into. You're in the TF2 voice actors. How much? I think it was like 110, or no, it was like 130 bucks or something. I mean, it's a sizable poster. It's still a lot, even for like 7 signatures, 6 maybe. But the way I think of it, Valve isn't cutting any of them paychecks for this game anymore. So I can dip a little into my own fund, just for all of the entertainment they've given me. They have cheaper stuff too, like they sell just posters of one class, signed by one person. But I'm not connected to that, so you gotta go look up the prices and stuff yourself. Addictive soda. So what I thought was funny, before the stream I was looking at the settings. There's an option called Silent Protagonist Mode. So if you just really don't want to hear your character making quips, you can do that. Of course I won't. But what a nice option. FUNKe, little tip, hit the vents with your melee weapon to get secret areas. You want me to vent? Where's a vent? I'll keep an eye out, thanks. All I have is like a pistol, so no ammo right now. I'm on like normal difficulty. But I'm just seeing if I can like autosave. I'm just gonna have to be safe. Have I heard of the band Pup? She says I need to grow up. I'm fucked up and she hates my guts. I love Pup. Their newest... I didn't get into an argument on my Discord, but someone said the newest Pup album was like mid. And I sincerely disagreed. I thought it fucking banged. What was their album before their newest one? Their one is like Pup the Band, the end of Pup the Band, the dismemberment of Pup the Band. It's a weird name for an album. The Dream is Over? They had one after The Dream is Over, I thought. But I'm blanking on it. The Unraveling of Pup the Band was their last album, you're right. So, I guess maybe The Dream Was Over was the last. Either way, I love it. I'm really on kind of a punk bender right now. A lot of Prince Daddy. I don't think like Roswell Kid qualifies as punk, but it's got sort of that shiny metal band kind of vibe. Garage metal. It shares punk influences, I like to imagine. They definitely have some punk songs. Birthday Sombrero. I can't tell if there's bee hopping. It seemed like I was moving a little faster. Might just be me going up. You need a blue access card, but it's a red access card on there. Huh. Thanks, Texican. Yeah, I mean, I might as well talk a little bit about it. So, I was really happy with the last video. Usually I don't put that much focus on animation portions. The next one should be out. I can't give a time frame because it's going to be a lot longer, but it's not going to be as animation centric. I kind of like my current structure where the movement shooter videos are a bit more about the video game and I don't get stuck on a tangent quite as much. So for anyone that got lost on the last video, I promise the next one will be a bit more coherent. I'm looking for a blue key card.
Paul Hogan.
Vent on the side of the door. Hmm? Did I already forget how to open the vent? I thought I just... Okay. Wait, is that 3D? Damn. Looks 2D. There's specific ones. I'm guessing it's a vent and not just, like, the opening to a vent. Morbid stuff. Okay, thank you. The last Pup album was morbid stuff.
Can't solve.
I mean, I think I liked... It's hard to say. I liked Unraveling a Pup the Band more than I did The Dream Is Over. And I love The Dream Is Over. Morbid stuff is kind of even with them. Does its own thing a little bit. Trying to pay attention here because I'm looking for an access card. Or this door opened and all there is a power generator and a sign that says love on it. Funk. This is on the build engine, meaning nothing you're looking at's actually 3D, and due to the unstable nature of the engine, this whole game is black magic. That's... Huh. That's philosophical. So it looks 3D, but it's not 3D. Nuke 'em all. I'm guessing I can't rocket jump up there. I'm just gonna hit everything that remotely looks like a vent. you're saying the generator has paper. Do you just mean the no tasers thing? I don't have a taser, so I can't really... I can't tase it. Oh. Oh, I do have it's a taser baton. Silly. I'm silly. Wait, why? The door, it opened a door. Where am I going?
I spray, you pray. This is my boomstick.
Oh, I get that. Evil Dead. I hope this character just only says quotes that other people coined.
Sit down, little girl. This is your final warning.
What are you gonna do? Send me to my room?
Yeah. I can't light source myself. How do you kickstart yourself starting a video? I had a conversation with a friend about this recently. The way my process works is I like to start with bullet points. So I kind of get an idea in mind of, well, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to pull like 8 examples of X concept. I just make bullet points of everything I plan to say, and then I expand on that and turn it into like 5 pages of paragraphs. I know people that try to write just by like they just memorize the things they gotta say and then try to write it out. Like, just bullet point it, then you don't forget what needs to be written. I don't like to write about stuff if I don't feel like I have at least a basic understanding of it. I just don't like talking about a game that I haven't played. That can be hard sometimes, because some games you just, like, can't access anymore. And when that happens, I'm pretty forward. I try to be forward about, like, I haven't played this game, but I looked into it.
Nice.
So for me, a lot of my process is research, essentially. It eats up time. It would be way faster to just, you know, watch a video on a game and recite points I heard. But I want to at least have an idea of it. Please don't be from the start of the game. Phew. So, yeah, that's my advice. Sorry, water. Still have my, headset microphone. And I forget things hit it. It's crazy, this isn't 3D, but there is literally 3D aiming in it. I mean, it's got the 3D aiming of Ocarina of Time, but still. Stick to the pistol. Better range. Oh? I didn't realize I could also be one-shot in this. Can I say fuck aggressively? I can, but I don't consider myself an aggressive person. So, I don't know. It's out of my comfort zone. Extend ladder.
It's time to make a splash.
I don't get that one. Because there's water? Splash? I don't know how I feel that I came up with an idea for a video on Metal Gear Rising, but Metal Gear Rising has become popular enough. I feel like it would be perceived as like, oh, I gotta get on the Metal Gear Rising trend. I'm not actually worried about that, but I don't know yet if it'll end up a long enough script to be a video. And it's definitely not gonna be my next, because I'm already working on that. I don't know where I'm getting shot from. Damn. I'll go ahead and share it with you. I'm not trying to like hide it or anything. In fact, I still have to do my research to see if someone's already made it. That's kind of the first step for videos for me. Looking back, I'm kind of noticing how much of Metal Gear Rising uses gameplay to convey cutscenes. Like the way you don't see a cutscene of Raiden fighting Sam. You just do it. And it's so kind of articulate of what's happening that you know that they just sort of have this battle. And there's a lot of moments in Metal Gear Rising where it's very clearly kind of conveying an important story moment through gameplay. And not just in a sort of, oh, you're a player in a story and you hit buttons. I haven't found the right angle to articulate it, but there's just a lot of nuance to it. Particularly, like, the lyricism of the songs that play during boss battles. You know that meme of Raiden punching Armstrong, but he's doing like 1% damage after 1,000 punches? That's kind of an example of a gameplay cutscene, I guess. So I've been sort of down that rabbit hole recently. I haven't replayed the game in a while, though. Just thinking about it. Isn't that the premise of Half-Life? Yeah, essentially. But you got, like, some of that's limitation. I actually no. That's design for Valve. But I meant more so there's stuff that really doesn't serve a purpose being gameplay, but you're still playing it, I guess. Like the way Metal Gear Rising uses QuickTime events, for the most part, some of them are just a little freebie. They're like almost functionless other than to serve a story point. That's kind of more what I meant. You're not wrong. Oh, you're not wrong, Blue. A lot of Metal Gear Rising, when you know how to block, nothing's really as much of a problem anymore. But I think that's kind of the point of the game. I think that's why they made it such a weird combo to block. You don't just like hit a button to block. You gotta hit forward and attack or something. It's just a really weird input to block in Metal Gear Rising, which makes it a bit harder to learn. Nice. So I've been rewatching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood with my girlfriend, and I feel... I don't want to say I feel stupid, but there's things that I didn't notice the first time watching. That I'm not going to spoil anything important. This could be considered a spoiler if you really like are watching it. Azumi Curtis, the teacher of Edward and Alphonse as kids. So it's only ever implied that she lost some of her internal organs due to what happened, right? But they never say what organs. And I didn't pick up on it until I've been watching it recently, that the implication is she lost her womb. Because, like, of the reason. Again, I won't say what, but if you've seen it, you know why she has the scars. And I only realized that watching it as, like, I don't know, as an adult. Or now. I thought it was a really clever... it was a subtle implication.
Well, this is headed in a familiar direction.
How did I miss that? I don't know. I was just watching Shonen. Not thinking too hard about it. They don't tell you in it. They never say outright, like, she lost her womb. So, it's been fun for me rewatching it, and just all the stuff that I didn't pay enough attention to first time around. I've never finished the 2003, I think it's 2006 actually, the 2006 Fullmetal Alchemist anime. I know the differences. I know why it happened. I know the whole story of the third one. So for anyone who doesn't know, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is the closest thing to sort of the manga adaptation. In 2003, it was made during that weird time in anime where shows would buffer for time while the manga caught up in volumes. And to do that, they just started, like, writing their own story. They would either make filler episodes or they would just fucking change the plot. And it got so out of track on the 2006 version, it became like a completely different story with totally different characters and a totally different ending. And most people kind of unilaterally agree that it's not Fullmetal Alchemist. It's not representative of it. It does a few things way better. There are a couple of stories that Brotherhood actually cuts down for whatever reason. I guess pacing. But the ones that come to mind to me are, I don't remember the name, the gold mine. There's like an important character who has an entire arc just skipped because he becomes sort of a comedic relief later. But he had like a whole arc. There was the Nina Tucker arc. It was way better in the original. In the manga, Nina Tucker was around for a while. She actually watched Edward take his exam to become a... I forgot the name. Whatever, like his military position. A state alchemist. And they don't really show that in Brotherhood. They don't show the state alchemist test. And they just like cut right to what happens. So yeah, Brotherhood is great, but it's not perfect. I'm sure you've heard that already, though.
Worthless consumer models.
This is a game on Steam, yes. Actually, that's a good point, Mother Gaia. I didn't think about it, but they could maybe they could have maybe done it for the sake of pacing for people that already watched Fullmetal Alchemist and like, oh, we know this plot point, so you can pick up on it. I mean, I don't know if that's the final reason. I would still guess they just chose like We have a certain number of episodes to work with. Let's cut these other things out. But yeah, you're right. Maybe it was because of the original anime. What did I do over here? I just opened a door. There's like no item.
Imagine the future, 'cause you're not in
A 2D game that looks 3D with crouching and looking up. God damn. I still think FMA is like the best self-contained anime ever. There's like really no other show that is stuck its landing, so to speak, as well. I mean, Mob Psycho 2, I'd argue, is a 10 out of 10 for me, but it's still nowhere near the level of, I don't know, absolute chess FMA was. Alright, I'll stop talking about it. I know I'm on a tangent. Anyways, watch Mob Psycho.
Say my name.
I have to remember, it's not a game where you have to stop for everyone.
That is toast.
So I can just run away sometimes. I'm 18 HP. Phew. Ever read Berserk? No. I've been told to a lot. I know there are some pretty suspect panels in Berserk. But it's because it's a gritty anime. That's not the reason I have it. That's just all I know about Berserk. The fucking horse panel. I have a med kit? I do have a med kit. Now I just gotta figure out how to use it. I can put my hand up, apparently. That's important to know. Medkit M. Be way better at this game with lower sensitivity. That's the reason I died. I feel like it's fucked up that global consensus on spiders hasn't changed for the better. I still have talked to so many people who hate spiders, and I don't get it. They're nature's little janitor. The only time they come close to you is when they're babies and they don't know any better. Alright. I got a yellow key card. And no clue where to bring it. Bennett Steam, let Ink Co. It's probably not up here, but I feel safer not outside. Why does it have the Shark Tank sound effect? That, right there. I don't see another vent. A new one, at least. Wasps aren't actually that bad. Aren't wasps just, like, stupid? I don't think they're, like... I mean, no, wasps are kind of assholes. Bees are great. I know wasps are usually more territorial. I've definitely heard stories of wasps just going out of their way to fucking sting someone who wasn't even on their territory. They're not the ones I would be defending. Do we have a wasp apologist in my chat right now? This is your hill? Let's be honest, if you were a bug, you'd be fucking paranoid all the time too. Can you really, like, blame a wasp? It's born, and it's not even told, but it just sort of innately knows that when it stings, it's probably gonna fucking die anyways. I'd be pretty fucking pissed all the time too. Two HP, but I got 50 armor, so should be fine. I'm curious if that noodle was a reference to Shadow Warrior. Ugh. At least I cleared it out. Come on. I still like spiders. Oh, I just got reminded. So, in case you didn't see it, in my Discord, if you go to the rules section, you can react to a bot. And in the future, I want to do some game nights. And I'm going to use that role to ping people, because I didn't want to ping my whole Discord just for, like, TF2 games. So, if that's something you're into, if you want to play, like, VSH or something, go grab that role. You don't have to, though. Ugh. The problem is it respawns me with 2 spiders to my back and 2 HP. So this is kind of tricky. I just saw a really big wall of subs, and I'm guessing it's Swift Shot. I looked. It is. Thank you. I hope you don't, like, have amnesia and you keep forgetting you donated 10, because it's like the 3rd time you've done it. And I just don't want you to think like, oh, I forgot to do it. You've done it. They were donated. That would be funny. It's just like, there's some guy on Twitch who has dementia and he donates 100 subs. Or to fucking Ludwig or something. Not because he wants to, but because he keeps forgetting he already did it.
Now you gotta keep them separated.
Hey, hey, I don't know how I feel about it. I showed my girlfriend my favorite band, Feed Me Jack, a while back, and she said, "This sounds like I'm playing a Tony Hawk game." And I didn't know how to take that. I didn't know if that hurt or not. but I've kind of concluded that those games have great soundtracks. So I'm okay with it. I think she meant it as a good thing. I wasn't sure yet if it came off as a good thing. But it did. Better than Ozma? Apples to oranges.
Wow, that sucks.
It's hard to grenade a spider. I almost said dog. I don't know why.
Clean up on aisle your ass.
That's just how much I like spiders. Movement mechanic? Oh, now we're gaming. What? The Black Mirror dog. I like the photo of the drone dog. It's like lost in a forest, and someone said like, I think he's lost. And someone responded, no, he's free.
This isn't really the type of ventilation I specialize in.
Is that clever? I don't know.
This isn't really the type of ventilation I specialize in.
I guess I just have to run. It's just one of those, like... I don't know.
This isn't really the type of ventilation.
I think it's just like a modern
I
Sonic
specialize
level.
in.
Like, I gotta keep moving.
Boom.
Oh. There's a vent there. Yeah. Where? No boom? Could have been... That could have been a run killer. I need to hit 2 HP often.
I like the way you die.
I've also just realized the spiders are like that doll from Toy Story, where it's like the head with legs. No. Is that a combine? I wish I could recall the name, but I've noticed that even though Valve released Source 2 Filmmaker, technically, not a lot of people use it. So it's really hard to see like really good SFMs in Source 2. There's one animator I saw that's doing almost like little Half-Life Alyx short films following civilians. Not Alyx or any of the main characters, but just survivors. And it's really well animated. It's like of studio quality, arguably. and kind of tempted to look it up just for the recommendation. It is on YouTube. Actually, I'll look it up. Not like I'm doing much else. It will take a moment, though. So for those who don't know, I believe with Half-Life Alyx releasing, there was also a rudimentary form of Source Filmmaker that was ported to the Source 2 engine that anyone can use. It's hard to work with because it's not a public release. I'm having trouble because this game won't let me tab out. I might have to hard close it. I'm still playing this game, but this is the only way to show you this epic Source Filmmaker. So give me a moment. I'm kind of a rabbit hole guy. I haven't worked with Source 2 FM, which is like a terrible name. A terrible anagram. But the main thing is just the lighting looks better. The Parry God. This is the one. Alright, I'll ask Chad. Do you guys want to take a break and watch a 3-minute SFM about Half-Life Alyx? It's great. And just if you want to watch it on your own time or without me talking, it's the Parry God. This is the channel. So yeah, this was made on Source 2 Filmmaker. And maybe if you're squeamish, you don't want to see something that's kind of like, I don't know, dramatic, then look away. It's not like comedy. It's like very straight-laced.
16 says AH 9 and 10 is N 12 and U 5
It's not React content. This is an example of good S2FM. Sorry. This is just made by some person.
Here, CP post is at the station. You're good.
Alright, do your thing, and let's get the hell out of here.
Not sure. Come on, be good.
Shit. What? He chose his side.
I don't know why, I love sort of like the handheld camera motion of SFMs. Of good SFMs.
Hey. Holding up okay?
I guess it's just good cinematography.
Listen, we couldn't do this without you. Who's gonna work these things? Me? Him? No. No, fuck!
Aww. I told you not to look unless you're comfortable with it. Yeah. It's cool as fuck. Anti-Citizens by the Perry God. So I'm not gonna watch it twice or anything, but it's actually it's not just like well animated and shown. If you kind of dissect the actual plot here, the way Combine soldiers work, they don't just go in and start shooting. This guy like tells them don't resist. And he only shoots after they shoot a pistol at him first. There's a lot of like really cleverly, I guess not lore accurate, but just well thought out plotting. It's fucking great. He has another one called Protectors, and I think Infestation. I'm not gonna watch all of them, but again, Perry God does S2FMs. That's an example of that. Pretty cool, right? Most people work on Source 1 FM, which is just Source Filmmaker on the first one. I don't imagine the second one is any less janky or buggy, but it probably looks a little nicer. Valve's version of it's probably nicer and less janky. Not the one people like decoded from Half-Life Alyx files. I'm booting Ion Fury back up, by the way. It's not like an SFM React stream or anything. I just wanted to show that. Are you kidding me? Oh. I saved it as I died. This is my save point. I didn't think that through. I can't. The use button just sends me back to the save file start. Here's the good news. Apparently it did autosave the exact same spot. Lord knows I'm gonna need it. He just walked off. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. Instead of having to clear that all out every death, I'm just gonna save now. If you ever do a horror stream, play It Steals. If it's on Steam, I'll bookmark it. And thank you. I can't clear there until I find a health pack. Or something. Oh no, I gotta do this again. Dude, I'm so paranoid right now. I'll take like a used syringe at this point. I don't even need a full health pack. Just anything. There's one in there. Cool. Bitchin' fast. The Deja Voodoo. I don't... It's funny to me that old laptops just look like a Game Boy Advanced. At low resolution. Like, I literally thought that was a GBA until I thought about it. I'm glad to hear that, Civ. Very proud of what I do. Oh, I thought okay. I thought I oversaved it. I specifically didn't want to redo this. Here's a little funny story. I was sent a link recently. I don't if you happen to know who the YouTuber Saber Spark is, just one of those like cartoon and show reviewers. I guess in their most recent video, they were like talking about YouTube animators and like sort of like the economics of animating on lower frame rates and stuff. And they ended up using a clip from one of my videos while talking about it. Well, they used two channels. They used a clip from Odd Ones Out and then one from FUNKe with a tiny E. And I had like a double take because I didn't expect to just randomly show up as an example on a bigger YouTuber's channel. Especially because like I don't think Saber Spark is a mutual of me. Like I've never had an indication that he knew of my content. And I kind of know how this YouTubing thing works. So I looked in the description and apparently he has 2 editors. So my curiosity got the better of me. I'm like, alright, which one of them knew my channel to like edit that clip in? And so I looked at both of them, and the first one I looked at on their YouTube channel, there was a clip of TF2. And I thought it was funny that I instantly knew it was that editor. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the reason. That's the reason one of my clips got used. Didn't even have to look at the other one. It's very cool either way. So, door control flipped, but door not open. Me confused. What's your answer to detractor saying the TF2 logo is a control point? I think they're fucking with me and you. I think it's a joke. And if they actually, like, they think the logo for Team Fortress 2 is based off of the control point icon from Team Fortress 2, I really can't find an error in the logic, personally. I'm guessing there's 2 door locks I have to switch, so... Here we go. He just got crushed by the door. Ew. So, for what it's worth, about the TF2 logo tweet, if you look at the Team Fortress Classic logo, which I might have on hand here. I have it on hand. I just never know where the files I download go to on my computer. I can't find it. If you look at the Team Fortress Classic logo, it's basically a more rudimentary form of the TF2 logo, where the 4 corners are further away. And there's sort of a medical cross in between them. And presumably it was meant to represent the 4 teams that existed in TFC. Red, blue, green, yellow, I think. And also maybe like a crosshair I would guess when they made TF2,
Some assembly required.
they made it a multi-meaning design. So it looks like a rifle, it looks like a crosshair, or it looks like a crosshair, it looks like the
Fire in the hole.
the negative space of a valve wheel. And there was a third one, I can't remember. Jeez. They're not giving me much to work with here. Except that med pack that's just sitting there, which is something I can work with.
Are you on your knees yet?
Once again, I'm saving. Wow, this is a lot easier. I'm just so paranoid something's gonna jump up behind me and insta-kill me. I wasn't gonna hurt you. You giving me no choice. I thought I just wanted to try something else. Hold Q plus M1, then tap R. What the fuck? I just used all my ammo on that. Yeah, you can unload the clip apparently. Cool. Thought it was like a cheat code. Will I ever make a full version of Mobius strip poker of the Parallax Donkeys? I don't plan on it, but never say never. That was more just like an exercise in jazz piano for me. Fuck! That's all I wanted. I mean, yeah, if you want to make your own version, you're more than welcome to. I would transcribe it, but I don't remember what I played. When I was younger, and like my only concept of music was kind of playing covers of songs, I didn't understand why so few artists transcribe their own music. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to let your fans make covers of your song and they know exactly what to play? And the more I understand music, the more I understand what a pain in the ass that would be. It's like, I don't know. It sounded cool the way I played it, and I don't remember what I played.
Oh, looks like
You can remember like the key and then kind of ear it from there. But yeah. Basically, if you want to make your own version, you're probably going to have to ear it yourself. Sorry. Thanks, Bajic. I will always recommend King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I used to know how to read sheet music. I still understand structurally how it's laid out, but I can't read it. Can't remember what notes I'm looking at. I know what, like, a lot of the symbols and stuff mean. What a clutch technique to know.
I really needed that.
Oh, it works with all weapons, apparently. Or at least also the revolver. Ammo for lover boy. Why does it say that? It's just inefficient. Oh, the gun is called Loverboy. I gotta get better at remembering where doors are.
Bits like a glove.
I played RE6 recently, which apparently is one of the not as good RE6s. Supposedly. I thought it was pretty mid. I think the whole game's pitch is that there's 3 campaigns and they all have 2 players, so it's sort of built for co-op. I played it co-op. It was just a goofy story. And the way it seems like is like Leon's in it, right? And I don't know what himbo means. People call Leon a himbo, but he just seemed kind of stupid and like serious in RE6. Like he was just Ada's in it. Ada was cool. I don't know fucking jack about RE, even though I played a lot of them. I don't totally know why RE6 is hated. I guess is what I'm still trying to wrap my head around. It just seemed sort of like... And it just seemed like sort of, I don't know, filler TV. Like, you know, you turn the TV on and like there's nothing on, so you just watch whatever. That was what RE6 felt like. I've only played one campaign, actually. Leon and Helena's. So maybe the other ones are better, but Leon and Helena's, like, the big boss guy is just boring. I mean, it didn't resemble, like, RE1 or 2 or 3 quite as much. It was a bit less puzzly. The puzzles in it were terrible. Honestly. It basically equated to, like, you walk in a room and you gotta point your laser sight out of mirror, and it opens to the next door, and that's the puzzle. You gotta find the eye on the wall to shoot. To speak metaphorically. It just was very bare bones. If you're playing it with somebody, it can be fun. I don't know if I would recommend it solo. I'm gonna play it safe this run. I keep seeing the drone and all I can think of is the Killer Queen bomb. The turtle Killer Queen ability. Still fucking crazy that Araki just gave a stand a stand.
I like the way you die. I don't think this story has a happy ending.
Oh. I don't know where to walk. Oddly shaped veggies. I don't think a carrot is that odd. Unless it's roasted. You should never cook a carrot. It came out of the ground as God intended. Why do we have to go and play God with our veggies and cook them? I remember my mom made me, like, food with cooked carrots in it, and I vomited into it. And then she just never made me cooked carrots again. And because I'm an adult, I've harbored that memory as a reason to never try cooked carrots ever again. I have tried them. I didn't throw up the second time, but, I still didn't like it. Okay. That one seemed a little uncalled for. I'm glad this elevator exists.
I never miss.
It is exceedingly difficult to get through this simple section. Yeah, where's the move it to easy mode cheat code? What's that? What's the not always be at 2 HP cheat code? What's the most versatile music instrument? You want a real answer? Because I'm going to blow your mind here. The mouth. The human voice. That's not even true, actually. Because you can only play one note at a time. That's not even deep. I mean... why wouldn't it be the piano? You can play... I mean... you can get away with much more on a piano. Fuck, that's a hard question. Because you can kind of fuck with a guitar more, but a piano, you can get more complex and stay coherent. I would almost still argue it's a piano. Even if you... like, oh, you can't vibrato a piano. You can, technically. If it has the right settings, but... yeah, no, it's keyboard. That's not the coolest instrument. The coolest is a lute. But that's not what you asked. Health pack, please. Give me the loot! Give me the loot! The best instrument is whatever they use in Fullmetal Alchemist to play that song that goes... Whatever that instrument is my favorite instrument right now. I don't think it's a lute, but it's some sort of, stringed instrument. A hurdy-gurdy, perhaps? I have to key it and taser it? That seems a bit much. I'm gonna tell you a food, and I want you to tell me if you think it tastes good. Plant hot dog. And I'll answer it briefly. The answer is better than a normal hot dog, but not that much better. Plant-based is probably more scientifically accurate of a description. Plant-based hot dog. It's not like a sunflower on a bun. Yeah, I had dinner with my family the other day, and they made hot dogs, but they made a plant-based one for me. Press use to scream, the game says to me. It's pretty good. I don't know how to describe it. If you've ever had... Like, it tastes like sausage. Like, if you've ever had a sausage link, it's pretty tit-for-tat with that, minus the greasiness. I gushed it a little bit in mustard. This is a hot dog. But all in all, I would say hot dogs are actually viable of a meal now for me. I really wouldn't want to eat a hot dog otherwise. For reference, I will eat meats. I got my dog... I feel like I shouldn't say this. But I already said the word. I got my dog these little beef sticks. And sometimes I think, you know, if my dogs... I should only give my dog stuff that I can be able to eat. And I took a bite out of my dog's beef stick. It was really dry. I wouldn't recommend it. But I would feed it to my dog. I would trust that in his digestive system. And that was real meat. So it's not a hard rule. I did not gush the doggy beef stick in mustard. I want to make clear that the sausage hot dog and the beef stick were two different stories. Yeesh. Would I let my dog eat me? If it was for survival, yeah. I mean, if I was, like, stuck in my home with no food and my dog, I would probably die with my dog. I don't know. That's a hard call. Would I maybe leave it up to fate? Because I don't know if I would sacrifice myself for my dog, but I wouldn't kill him and eat him. Probably. He is a pretty big dog. That would last a while. No, I don't think I could do it. Don't tell him I said that. No one tell my dog I said I might eat him. In a life or death situation. No, I wouldn't. That's the final answer. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Playboy. Playbot, sorry. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh boy. Whip, 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 whip. I can't reach it. I can't reach it or shoot anything. Huh. Would you eat your own limb if you had to get amputated? I don't think that's a matter of if I can, like, put it in my mouth and eat it. I think that's psychologically. Can I eat my own limb? You'd be surprised how willing you are to do stuff when you think your life depends on it. I could sit here and say no, but that answer would be very different if you cut my arm off and locked me in a cell with it. What is this, fucking super hot? I have 5 ammo here to work with. Maybe my bad for rushing in, honestly. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just running until I feel safe. Story of my life. Someone said alt fire on pistol is aimbot. I don't really know what you mean. I can't actually fire it while I'm doing that is the thing. And I can't look at them without having 8 of them shoot at me. Oh. I just let go. Wow, it actually is auto assist. Does it shoot twice? Or 2 bullets, rather?
Talk shit, get shot.
Hmm. Her. Hmm. Containers. Have you guys heard the story of the Half-Life container? Not that crazy. So in Half-Life, I guess 1, maybe 2, there's a container with a specific number. I don't know what it was, like 182 or 187 or something. And it uses the texture of a real-life sort of shipping container. And somebody tracked down the original shipping container that the Half-Life one is based on. And it's apparently still being used in, like, circulation. Like, it's still being used to ship stuff. Like, 30 years later. I found that interesting. Anyone from the Half-Life container fandom in chat? No? Alright, it's a long shot. That might be the most famous shipping container in the world, now that I think about it. There's not a lot of competition. But I can't name another one. Am I stupid for realizing that the orange box didn't only have 3 games in it? It had 5 games because it also had Half-Life 1 and 2, I guess. And then Episode 2. But on the front of the box, there's 3 games. And I always thought there was only 3 games in the orange box. I was like, oh, maybe it's them being clever. No, there's 5 games. They just only advertised the 3. I was gonna do like a hit tweet about it. I'm like, Valve haters when I asked them how many games are in the orange box, but it wouldn't even work. The joke wouldn't even land. Nice. I think my greatest regret as a YouTuber is, I don't remember in what video, in one of my videos, maybe it was the first movement shooter one, I referred to Gold Source as Gold SRC. Because I'm a zoomer, apparently. And I had a lot of people laughing at me for that. Greatest regret. Not greatest, but maybe greatest, harmless regret. I'm cracking my knuckles right now, so... I didn't actually see what happened there. I'm guessing this.
Seems like someone's a little behind on the bills.
Like something exploded up there. That's all I saw. I'm gonna go back and look from up there. Because it's probably staring right at where I have to go. Oh. Okay. I just wasn't sure if that exploded area is somewhere I could walk. It is. Opinion on Turok? I've never actually played Turok. I just know what it is. I've wanted to. No opinion. I thought it was... I don't know if it would be culturally insensitive to bring back Turok, but I feel like a bow and arrow FPS protagonist, like, I can't really name one. One that, like, primarily uses a bow and arrow. So maybe there's something in that formula. Water check. I mean, yeah, Hanzo, but that's not the same as a character in a story. Rambo? Still, it's not just about using a bow. It's about having a game where you do nothing but primarily use a bow. That's what I mean. I don't know. Oh. There it is. Found it. I guess Ocarina of Time is technically a first-person bow and arrow game.
Time for a shortcut.
Not exactly his primary weapon, though, is it? I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Mark's Relationship Counseling Service 1-900 don't ask. The flesh consumed. I thought that was Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle from far away. I thought that was like his face. Or the one with the red mask.
State-of-the-art bang bang.
Yeah, speak of the devil.
Despite all your rage, you are still just a rat in a cage. I will ensure your demise.
Get that fucking jalopy out of here.
Get back here. GDF. This still doesn't count as a bow, but it's got bow in the name. No. Not even wasting my time. Or the ammo. I actually feel like a rat in a cage. I hate to use that metaphor, but there's no way out. And I'm starting to get why he said it.
Assholes. Oh, I don't think that's covered under warranty.
Alright, let's see how it
Get hooked.
see how it works. I didn't expect it to turn my screen like an actual aimbot.
Get that fucking jalopy out of here. It's about to get pecking around in here.
What's my favorite metaphor? 10 years ago, not 10, like 7 years ago, I told my friend on Steam to paint a little quieter Picasso. And he thought it was really funny. So I feel like that's my most proud metaphor. It's hard to get more than, like, 2 of them. I guess you can only get 2 of them. Nope. Oh my god, Clara! Oh my god, Clara!
Sorry about the mess. Fire in the hole, assholes.
If my health goes low, I need someone to remind me I have 2 med packs, because I will definitely forget. Already got it. How's life? Pretty good, I'd say. Keeping busy. Good things happening. All in all, would recommend.
I think that's covered under warranty.
Whoa. How am I reading chat? You can mostly just backtrack away from them. Oh, the bomb looks like... It looks just like the bomb from Legend of Zelda. Wind Waker.
Someone's already here. Guess I'm late for the class reunion.
Why did her... She screams like Homer Simpson.
Someone's already here. Guess I'm late for the... Someone's already...
Oh my god, I keep forgetting that I'm spawning with fucking 1 HP. I'm like, I don't need to use it.
Someone's already here. Guess I'm late for the class reunion.
Concrete. Ooh.
Someone's already here. Guess I'm late for the class reunion.
I can't tell what this level is yet. Like a train station? Or some kind of an office space? Just feels like a stone ocean right now. A concrete sea, perhaps. A police facility. I could see that.
Someone's already
I'm just gonna save
here.
already healed.
Guess I'm late for the class reunion.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've talked about it on stream yet, but... So, something I plan on future videos, just for convenience, workflow, and I just think it might be interesting creatively, I want to commission other animators to do a lot of the animation portions for me. So, just whenever the little Bommy character's animated, that's usually what takes up the most dev time for my videos. So, I've been sort of culling is a terrible word to use. Running through animators that seem sort of appropriate for sort of like the claymation-esque stuff. And more recently, I'm putting together what, as modestly as I can call it, an animation Bible, which is an actual industry term. It's just sort of a document explaining all of the do's and don'ts of animating certain characters. I have a lot of principles for animating Bommy in my videos, and it's a lot of stuff that I would have to explain to anyone I would commission. So in my free time, I've been running that down, and I'm on page like 30. A lot of the pages are just like explaining mouth phonemes, like how to open and close the mouth, how to make certain face expressions. That's been my free time. I'll see if I have any interesting pages to just, like, show on stream. Just to let you know. Again, if you're a sub or on the Patreon, I posted about it in the Discord. But I like to kind of drip down that information to everyone through stream. So, give me a moment, I'll show you. Yeah, turns out paying for information doesn't actually get you anything exclusive, apparently. Don't worry, there will be more later. This is an example of what a page of it looks like. So right in the middle, if you read it, it says, things to note. This model only has 4 fingers because fuck finger posing. That's just some of the great information you can find in an animation Bible. This is more so what it's about. Sorry, I don't know how to zoom in on OBS, so this is the best you're getting. This is actually a GIF. You know what, I could probably just show you the GIF. I keep forgetting that I have access to the document I'm talking about, so hold on. So, this is an example. So, just to put it simple, what this describes is the way each part of the body animates. The sleeve lags behind, the hat flaps move around. If you're an animator, then I probably don't need to explain it. And if you're not, I don't feel like explaining it. But, it's just 30 pages of me explaining how to animate with the Bommy model. So, I don't know when. There's a point in the future where I want to just release the model publicly. Let people make posters or whatever with it. So if that ever happens, I'll drop the animation Bible too. And, you know, maybe someone will get a kick out of it. That's what my free time's been working on. I love Noodle. I was referring more to 3D animators. Really, I'm referring to SFM 3D animators because I hate efficiency. Although, I will never pass up an opportunity to do something with Noodle. Noodle's helped me a bit on the script I'm writing. Because I had to ask someone some questions, and he definitely knew about the subject material. What do I do if other people are animating? My plan is I'm gonna do all the writing and video editing. And I'll probably still do a lot of the animation. I just want to outsource a lot of the heavier work to some other people that I think I can trust with it. Because one, I think there are other animators that can do a lot more creative stuff than even what I do. And I would love to see them... I don't know, it would be a dream come true for me to see other people work with kind of an idea I had. Because sometimes it comes out a way you didn't expect and it comes out way better for it. You know, I can say, hey, this is what I'm saying, here's the voice, animate the character however you want. But back to the question, what I would be doing would just be oversight. I would be telling them, like, what's in the scene, what's the vibe, and I would just double check it to see if it's okay. What I'm kind of expecting is I'll maybe have some of the main animation outsourced, and then I'll go back and do all of the secondary animation myself. So I like to have the little pets and characters in the background of shots animated. I don't want to make everyone I work with animate all of that. It's a lot. So maybe they'll just do like the bomby stuff, and then I can handle all of the secondary actions and stuff. Basically, even if I'm not doing all the animation, I'm still pretty hands-on with it. That's probably the video after the next one, though. The current one is just me working on it. But if you're curious what I'm up to, that's kind of, that's what I'm doing right now. Sino? Dude, I would fucking lose my shit if I could get Sino to work on even 10 seconds. Sino is the James Baxter of Source Filmmaker. That's my god-honest opinion. Actually, no. Jesse Baumgartner is the Jesse Baumgartner is the James Baxter. Sino is the second James Baxter. There's two James Baxters. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably ask them, but I don't expect them to be busy, to be free. Because, I don't know, Sino just seems like someone that would be working on their own projects. There's a lot of animators that are probably a bit more available. But just know that I would absolutely fucking piss myself in joy if I could pull that off. And I'll definitely extend invites. Spug Kitty? Great name. So in my Discord, I said... Well, I was answering something. But this feels like a weird way to prompt it. At some point, I want to get more 3D models made. Because right now, my process is I had the Bomby model commissioned by Pybun. And I just rip assets off of the workshop and use them in my videos. And it works, but it's pretty fucking goofy, admittedly. And a bit underproduced. So at some point, I want to get a bit more of a fleshed out model base. I don't know if I'm going to get like a whole set built in the Bomby art style. I think it would be good to have 4 or 5 characters that are of Bomby design, but like they're other characters. Just some like John Everymans that I can put in the background of my videos, you know? You know how Storytime animators have just the blank, like uncolored characters? Like the just generic person model. I just need some generic people models for my videos, basically. Alongside with a couple more specific ones. I plan to get that commissioned at some point, but that's not on the immediate to-do list. That's just eventually.
Oh, you throw quite a party.
I've actually thought about getting a revamped Bomby model. Not revamped, just touched up. Because the thing with the current Bomby model is its legs are just really short. So it's a bit harder to have really exaggerated feet motions. So I might tweak the design of Bomby at some point and get that commissioned. And by tweak, I just mean I'm going to make his legs twice as long. And the rest of the model will remain exactly the same. Harley. The bombing model was made by Pybun. Really talented, just artist in general. They also made, I think, Uncle Dane's icon. If you're familiar with TF2 YouTubers, Pybun has hit a lot of circles at some point. And they did the bombing model as well. It's like every time I run over here, the spiders get me. You know in Rust when you're strafing? I'm strafing. I don't know why I brought up Rust. I'm strafing. Pybun also makes endless art of Caustic from Apex Legends. Just endless art. I mean, my real end goal is to work in Blender with Grease Pencil and not Source Filmmaker. It's just, there's a couple of... Along with the convenience factor, kind of I like having my animations feel almost like a video game cutscene. Maybe that's a little like a bit of an easy way to not try as hard, but I figure it's kind of a unique aesthetic to treat those portions as like a cutscene, especially when I'm talking about video games. And Source Filmmaker is a literal video game engine, so all things considered, it kind of emanates that sort of aura, which doesn't hurt my cause. And I think that's also just my justification for not learning Blender. Mostly that. Oh. I think, well, I mean, I could talk about this all day. I think I'm most familiar with character animation, but I really want to learn how to do other types, like animating vehicles, animating machines. I want... Like, you know, like those animes where you can just pause on any frame and the whole landscape is just a desktop wallpaper? I want to be able to pull that off with whatever I'm working on. Like, I want to build, I guess, scene builds and environments and animate stuff that isn't just a character. That to me feels like a fun thing to pursue. It's very hard to, because getting those assets made, especially as someone who's not really a asset artist, so to speak, it's just hard to get that thrown together. But that's something I really enjoy about animation. That it isn't just one asset moving around, it's a lot of things interacting. It's environments.
Your ribs.
SFM can be pretty tricky to build environments in, just because all you have is a bunch of props you can basically mull together. But like, SFM is just so fucking janky. When there's too much on screen, some shit just like disappears from the camera. The lighting just doesn't work on certain props. It's just it's very hard to do that level of complex scene building in Source Filmmaker as opposed to Blender or anything else. Whatever you do, don't look at my health. What if the background animations are 2D and the foreground are 3D? That would work, but I'm not particularly a 2D artist either. At least it's not my strong suit. So that's something I could commission out. And I probably will at some point. But to make a 3D model fit with a 2D background takes even more work to at least come off well. You're right though. You're not wrong. It would 100% work. In fact, I've actually been thinking about that. My last few videos, I used a bit more like obviously 3D environments. And I'm kind of curious to try maybe something else. That's one good upside from kind of having a 3D YouTube thing going. With 2D animators, I imagine they have to make all of their backgrounds and stuff. That's probably why you end up with just the empty white void. The hell void, as I call it. I guess that's the heaven void. When you have 3D, you don't have to draw stuff. You can just drag in props. Or, hell, you can just use a map someone else made on the workshop. So, I have a bit more liberty of environments. At least relative to the fucking white void that a lot of animators are stuck with. So that's an upside of having 3D environments, like, they're just easy to throw together. A simple one, maybe not an interesting one, but a simple one. Would I ever put character models created by fans? I mean, if they fit. If they stylistically, like, fit next to Bommy, yeah, I'd use them. They don't even have to, honestly. It never crossed my mind. If you send me a model, and I think it's funny or cool, or it just, like, fits the scene, yeah, I'll 100% use it. Actually, that reminded me of something. And I don't know if I can actually show it. Ugh. Actually, see if I can make it not full screen. Okay, that's what I needed. So, let's see. I got a message on Discord from a fella named D. Lung. And they were asking me about... I'll just show you and then explain afterwards. So... they apparently 3D scanned their Bommy plush and wanted permission to put it on the Gmod workshop. And I asked them if they could send me the files because Gmod models are compatible with Source Filmmaker. And what you're looking at is an actual Bommy plush in Source Filmmaker. That's not just like drawn in. So I now have a model of the plush in Source Filmmaker just because someone decided to 3D scan theirs. And I thought that was funny. So I don't know what I'll do with that, but I think it's funny. Someone brought up, would I ever use like a viewer or community-made model in a video? Yes, totally. It doesn't have to be made for me. You can just make your own character, and if I think like, oh, I could put that somewhere, I would be open to it. Now, I can't make promises, of course, just because contextually it may not always make sense to have other models in it, but I promise that I will always keep an eye open for doing it. So they'll probably put it on the Gmod workshop whenever they're ready to. And I'll let you know in my Discord or on my stream whenever that happens. I've killed everything, but I didn't grab an essential key, apparently. That wasn't worth it. I lost so much health on that. Oh, game no audio. I hard muted it. Didn't like boomer shooters? It's not that I don't like them, it's just I typically stray more towards new shooters. That's new with a U, like NU, like new metal, but with movement shooters. Technically, this game was from 2019. Or at least this version of it. Door control, is that what I'm looking for? Yeah.
Oh, you throw quite a party.
Blue key. That was a headshot. I should have asked them to open the door first. It's funny you mention that, Meatmageddon. So I have a friend that does know how to implement mocap into Source Filmmaker, and I was actually planning on asking them. I was planning on learning how, because I don't know. I think it would be valuable to have mocap in SFM, either for background animation or just a really jarring gag where I mocap the Bomby model. Like it's like a Sonic Adventure character. It's not super intuitive to mocap in Source Filmmaker. You have to like record it and then I guess export it from Blender as sort of like an animation file, and then you gotta stuff it onto the model in Source Filmmaker afterwards. You can't just like record mocap in SFM basically. Unless you're Valve, apparently. There are some ways to mocap in SFM, but it's really kind of antiquated. Just very old. The blue card got me in here, but that didn't really provide me much. Or did it? Love a power trip? Do you have violent tendencies? Are you prone to angry outbursts? Enlist today.
I'm sorry, but the doctor is out. You'll have to make an appointment at the Institute.
Red curd. It's a little cheaty to use the fast shoot, but you have no idea how many movement shooters I've played this week. I'm allowed to have fun in at least one of them. Control valve? Buddy, I wish. I didn't actually see what valve that controls. A valve. Hot. Feel like it exploded. No. Yes. That exact lamp is in the valve, is in like the source model files. It's in SFM. I don't know, I just recognize this really specific orange lamp. That's weird. Yeah. In the future, fries are happy. In the future. Not about this game.
Fire in the hole, assholes.
Just for reference, so far in the video script I'm working on, I've talked about like 10 different games, and I've referenced at least like 30 of them. And I feel like I'm losing my sanity. And I can't tell if it's a result of me being ADHD and just wanting to talk about a lot of things, or if it's actually sort of a sense of focus, being able to juggle so many different subjects. Either way, I need a hug.
In the future, 'cause you're not in it.
Cool. Oh. Can hug at a convention? I don't know if that's appropriate for me, but I'm open to it.
Assholes.
Oh, that's what it is. Alright. And we're off. Really prefer you pull out the gun before the baton. Why did my scout avatar have sideburns that one time? Because it was winter when that video came out. It was like December 27th. And I think at the time I was trying to grow facial hair. And that was the most I could convey of facial hair on the scout. Which is incidentally more facial hair than I actually had. At the time. That was weird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I weirded you out with my scout having sideburns. I guess I gotta learn where to draw the line.
Get shot.
Didn't he have brown teeth? No, that's just Scout's default teeth. For more information on that, go look up Teeth Gaming. I'm serious.
Everything's blocked. Time to improvise.
Any possibility I'd play Elden Ring? I've played it once before. I just didn't really want to stream it when I was playing through it. I still haven't beaten it. I only have 70 hours in it, which is nowhere near enough to beat a video game. I'm probably like 30 or 40% through Elden Ring. Maybe 40 or 50, actually. So, it's possible. I don't have any plans to, though. It's not that I only stream movement shooters. It's...
Everything's
well,
Time
that's
to
arguable.
improvise.
I just don't usually stream when I'm playing games. Usually when I'm streaming, it's specifically to show a game, or it's more of just a leisurely talk to chat kind of thing. And Elden Ring's way more of like a focused commitment. Maybe. Answer is maybe. But don't count on it.
Worthless consumer models. Looks like I'm getting tanked tonight after all. Oh yeah. Tear down this wall.
I would say I'm unarmed, but I have a tank. Well, had. As far as it's going.
Looks like I'm
Or
getting
I.
tanked tonight after all. Oh yeah. Tear down this wall. Looks like
That
I'm
was
getting tanked
horrifying
tonight after
of a
all.
scream.
Oh yeah. Now you got
You guys want to know how fucked up my workflow is?
tear down this
So,
wall.
when I finish animating, I render it from SFM as an image sequence, which just means like it spits out thousands of PNGs. And then I put that into Sony Vegas and convert it into an MP4 because Adobe Animate only supports like video files. Then I put that into Adobe Animate so I can do the 2D touch-ups, like I can draw over the animation. And once that's done, I render it from Adobe Animate and I put it back into Sony Vegas
Someone's gonna pay
for the video. And then I edit the video, and then I render it again for the final, you know, video render. So, for me to have animation in my video, I effectively have to render and then re-render it 4 to 5 times. Which is, like 30 red flags. And also just very tedious. But it's the best way I know how to do it. Just because I have to render as image sequence just for the best quality. And also to fix some SFM render issues. And Adobe Animate won't let me put that image sequence in. So it has to render that extra time. The smart way to do it would be animate in Blender do the 2D animation with grease pencil, which is native to Blender, then I can just render that once, and then it renders a second time for the final video. Not 4 times. Again, that's the dream goal, but not what I currently dream about. Is that why it looks choppy? I mean, yeah, no. It looks choppy because it's animated choppy. But the 2D animation is, for the most part, tracked well, generally. It's usually so quick, I wouldn't think you notice. There's actually a few times I cheat and I'm lazy, and instead of putting it in Adobe Animate, I draw the face in Photoshop and then manually track it in Vegas. That's probably where it looks really clunky. But the actual Adobe Animate stuff, it's generally pretty seamless. At least I think. I'm sure some people can still catch it. I feel bad no one noticed. In my last video, I make a joke about putting alphabet soup on a power drill and then just spinning it next to a wall. And all of that is 2D animated. I had to like 2D animate the splatter of tomato juice on a wall. But if you go frame by frame as the drill is spinning, you can see the word Brerb spill out of the can right before it hits the wall, and it says Balrog. And no one noticed that in my comments, which made me a little bummed, but it also made me happy because I could tell people about it. That's what I like making about videos, just random stuff I can be like, hey, fun fact. So fun fact, the alphabet spoop spells out Brerb.
Oh yeah. I never miss.
Yeesh. Where do you find these games? It's knowing the algorithm. If you know what to search for, and you're willing to search through page 5 of those results, you'll find some pretty interesting stuff.
Nice.
It also helps I've just been covering these games long enough that people will send me them sometimes. So I don't even have to find them. There's just someone who knows an obscure game, and they share it with me. So I can't even really take credit with finding them all.
Gotcha. Oh, someone's gonna pay for this mess.
I mean, I'm not gonna correct someone if they say Ion Fury's niche. It's not... I agree, it's not niche for a boomer shooter, but the average gamer definitely does not know what Ion Fury is. Probably. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do. Who knows? Trying to beeline objectives here. Not that I know where they are. I learned recently a community member of Team Fortress 2 went ahead and finished Cactus Canyon. So there's like a fully art-passed Cactus Canyon out there somewhere. I'm a little bummed they never finished that map, because having played it, it was actually really classic sort of pub fun. Like that last point is almost sort of high towery, but the earlier ones are just... I don't know. So, I'll just go ahead and I'll spoil a little bit of the next video. Because it's about movement shooters, but there's a portion which is just about map design in sort of like PvP shooters. And TF2 does come up a little bit. Because it's just kind of my favorite design for like a pub game. A chaotic game. Anyways, Cactus Canyon definitely has a lot of that classic TF2 design where the power classes, the defensive ones, can sort of control a map, and attackers have to find a way to break it that isn't just throwing their bodies at it. I mean, you can throw your bodies, but generally, in a lot of PvP games, it seems sort of dually. Like, you know, you look at Overwatch, your paladins, and you kind of just... most of the classes are built to fight each other, right? Or they have a specific role. And there's not always that interesting of a flank route to take to break through. Or, you know, an asymmetrical high ground that an attacker can walk up onto. But Team Fortress has a lot of that, which I like. Anyways, Cactus Canyon, good map. It's cool to see it finished. And I honestly hope they do one day. Like, officially. I mean, fucking Hydro got finished, so anything's possible. Are Gorillaz albums concept albums? Yes and no. So, Plastic Beach is arguably a concept album, but it's not really. There's not that much conceptual cohesion between the songs themselves, but there's a lot of lore built outside of the songs through music videos and, I don't know, fucking plot. I mean, Plastic Beach is supposed to be about, like, I don't know, what's the word? I don't know, save the planet, hoo-ha. You know, recycle your plastic, don't throw it in the ocean. Eco-friendly, I guess would be the word. Climate change, that's not... It's... There's a concept behind it, but it's not super concept album. I ultimately decided it wasn't conceptual enough to mention or even show in the video, because I didn't want to have to open up that technicality. It's designed with a concept, but it's not fleshed out around it. Let's just put it that way. Same with Demon Days. There's supposedly a concept in Demon Days, but I couldn't fucking tell you what it is. Pilots. I'm told apparently Trench was a concept album, and I didn't realize that. So technically 21 Pilots has some concepts, but I'm not the guy to explain them to you. I also learned that Car Seat Headrest has some of them too. But they're a bit more inspirationally concept albums and not as much like a story or a really obvious connection. Like, if you have to look it up to find out an album's a concept album, it's kind of only half a concept album, isn't it? promise the next video won't be multiple months. I don't think I'm gonna hit the 3-week threshold, though. I'm gonna give Damon Albarn the benefit of the doubt and say that the Plastic Beach NFTs were probably a record company decision and not a Gorillaz decision. I'm gonna guess that was someone who had the rights to the Gorillaz property and they were forcing their own hand on it. I like Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett enough to assume they wouldn't lose the irony of making NFTs out of Plastic Beach. And they did pull out of it. It got canceled, so clearly someone reconciled. It is funny though. It is pretty comedic. Objectively. I don't know why I said that way. Okay. Oh, thank you, veteran. I remember that. That was actually a really complex anagram, but it would be hard to explain to you. So I'm just trying to clear the room so I can stop and think with my brain. And I just can't find a safe spot to, like, stop.
You just signed your own death warrant, Haskell.
I feel like I already knew this, but since the TF2 VAs did that stream, I was kind of curious why Grant Goodeve, the voice actor for the engineer, didn't show up. And I learned he's apparently just off the fucking grid. Like, he just has zero public life whatsoever. He's also really old, which might be why.
You just signed your own.
Sign my what? He voice acts in expiration date, so I mean, it was at least around then. It's not like he has that many lines. I don't know, he talks more than the heavy, I guess. I think that was one thing I liked about the TF2 VA stream, since they voiced some of the comics. You got to see the spy interact with the sniper, which is like a dynamic you never hear. You see it in like the comics, I guess, but all of the SFMs were just about the scout and stuff. So I'm seeing I just got a raid. This doesn't usually happen to me, so I don't really know how to react. Cool. Do you guys know that I can inflate my tongue? It's like my one party trick. I call it inflating. I think it's more like rearranging the muscle so it like puffs up like a puffer fish. I guess I could show it. It's been a while. I'm just very camera shy. Alright, hold on. I'll blow up my tongue. Just jam out. Oh god, I didn't... No! Alright. It was worth it. If you're talking about what I think you are, I can do the same thing. Oh. I want evidence. Not really. I don't want to see your tongue. That's cool. I've only met like...
Keep the horror gamers.
I've only heard of like 2 other people that can do this. Anyways. Webcam setup. So be ready. I'm really just delaying this as much as I can. Not really. I have to set this windowed, otherwise my OBS won't let me tab out. Hey. I said you actually inflate it. Not CGI. I consider it more like puffing. I wouldn't it's not like a frog, whatever. That's my party trick. I can also do the thing where I like take my finger off if you want to see that. But I have to like mount my webcam. So, hold on. Not like that. Don't worry. Yeah, don't want to brag, but I actually have a modular body. I can also, I have one I can't show on stream, but I can spell a word with my fingers. I might get in trouble. I can do bold. I think that's an okay one to do. I don't know why I learned it. Just a weird trick 12-year-old me wanted to learn. I think that's it. I also have I have a third nipple, but that's not a party trick, that's just a fun fact. Alright. I'm done circusing myself. Thanks for the raid again. That's all I have to show. This is Ion Fury. It was made on the same engine as Duke Nukem 3D. If you know what that is. If you do, sorry. It's a modified version of that engine, actually. Also, the Shadow Warrior Classic game was made on the same engine. No one knows what that is, though. All you need to know is it's incredibly racist.
Hi, my name is Paul Hogan, and I believe that snails aren't overrated.
Snails? No, snails are slugs, but homeowners. They're not overrated. Snails would only be overrated if they were landlords. But they use their own property. They don't just make other people pay to use their shell. Snails are great. Snails are just doing what they gotta do. That's it. I got no problem with snails. I signed something. Oh yeah, this is also just kind of the kind of game where you have to go find key cards and open doors.
Let's liberate the oppressive snails and give back to the millions of homeless slugs.
I'm mostly ignoring the protagonist. Let's... Yeah. Can a slug become a snail? I don't actually know if they're smart enough to do that. I know, like, axolotls can turn back into lizards or something. Because axolotls are just, like, the baby form of another animal. Some kind of fucking water gecko. And under certain conditions, they will fully form. They will evolve like a Pokemon, essentially. A salamander, you're right. Yeah, axolotls are just like the tadpole form of a salamander. Kind of overgrown. So I know I keep dying here. I'm supposed to get a health pack. I'm supposed to find one, but they're pretty scarce in this game, and I already ate up all of the good ones. And I found it gets very back to the Wall-E when you overeat your health packs. Alright, I'm gonna be tactical here and look around. Oh, 3 HP.
I really needed that.
Nice, okay. Alright, 53, I can work with this. 78? That's a passing grade. 58 probably would be a passing grade in Florida. They just consider that a D. I think 60 was a passing grade in Florida. That's probably why I graduated. I'm kidding. I was a bit of a CB student. Oh, that's crazy. I just randomly got 70 more health. Oh my god, I didn't save. It's a good thing I remembered all of those health spots. And then got shot.
You just signed your own death warrant, rascal.
Oh, that was not a straight shot. I am not winning the war of attrition here. I am out of ammo. We had the spider discussion earlier. They're good creatures. I don't know. Bees are cute. Spiders, like, can be cute, but they're usually not. They're cute conceptually, but not physically. Just another fun fact, because I know there's probably a couple newer people in here. This game, I'm told, isn't actually 3D, because it's on, like, the build engine, which was 2D. It's just so fucking crazy, and there's so much black magic happening.
Spiders are very, very cute.
Looks and feels 3D. But everything you see is using 2D assets, not like 3D models. And I beat the room. I got a question. Why aren't grapes called grape berries? Because they're berries. They form from, I don't know what it's called, like the ovary of the seed, and it forms a fleshy wall. It fits the definition of a berry, essentially. It is a berry. You can Google it. Grapes are berries, definitively. They're actually like one of the older berries, believe it or not.
Remove this man's flesh.
Despite
His soul is
this,
not worth the meat it
and
inhabits.
I just think this is the definition of gatekeeping, frankly. We don't call them grape berries like we do raspberries or blackberries or strawberries or blueberries. We just call them grapes. Is that like a guy in college shortening his name kind of thing? Is that like Jonathan going by Johnny? Or is that like the Berry family has excommunicated Grape and will not allow them to take the family name? What's the deeper conversation here?
This is Paul Hogan. I'd like to apologize to the spider community for my negligence.
Truthfully, I don't have the answer. All I know is it's fucked up. Fun fact, tomatoes are also berries. And avocados, actually. They are a type of berry. Maybe not the exact same definition, but they are of the berry domain. I've learned this when I was eating blueberries, and I thought, huh, blueberries are just like cooler grapes. And then I fell down a rabbit hole of grape lore. FNAF. Did you know that cashews come from a fruit? You probably knew that one. It's actually really fucking crazy. Like, cashews are just a little topping on top of this fruit. And apparently, the cashews aren't even edible. I mean, they're edible, but they're like, what are they, like really spicy or bitter or something? If you eat a cashew right off of the fruit it grows on, it's really, like, gross. I don't know what the actual fruit tastes like, but it's not like a tiny one. It's like a big-ass, normal-sized cashew fruit. Is it fun fact time? Fun fact funk is usually just when I've run out of things to talk about. And I want to fill a silence, so I just dive into my brain of things I've learned recently.
Oh, I really needed that.
Holding my fire not being one of them.
Oh, you throw what? Oh, I really needed that.
It has like the Doom system where weapons have multiple functions. Maybe that's not a Doom thing, but yeah, I was shooting grenades, not bullets.
Oh, I really needed that.
I bet. Get good. Get Lamau. I want like a redemption arc where all of those Lamau box people come back to TF2 and they only target like other bots. Like, you know how Vegeta like killed a bunch of people in the Buu Saga and everyone kind of just like let him do it? They're like, eh, he was learning. I want like the old 2012 hackers to become like the Vegeta of the TF2 community. I just want the hackers to kill hackers, that's all. What's funny is that actually happened at some point. I remember when the hacking crisis first happened and there was just spin snipers on every TF2 server, people actually made bots that would only target other hackers. And they ran for like a week and then they just, I guess, gave up.
Oh, I really needed that.
Weird how both TF2s were targeted by hackers. It's not as weird as you think, because they both run on the source engine to some degree. So they're equally kind of exploitable in comparable ways. Titanfall 2 was subject to breaking because there was already so much information on hacking on source as an engine. You just had to figure out how to apply that to Titanfall. Also, yeah, when your dev isn't active, it doesn't help either.
Oh, I really needed that.
So there's kind of a reason it happened. It keeps only shooting the grenades. I want the bullet.
I really needed that.
I think I'm running out of ammo. That's what's happening.
The Putin machine.
I love platforming.
Swallow this.
What is this environment meant to be? Is this like an actual outdoor facility, or is it like a goof? I tried to push the box. Oh, I'm still in the shooting range. Oh, you're right. It's a simulation scenario. I see. Yeah, it's just tricky because I don't really have any auto-fire weapons right now. I just have, like, shotguns and stuff.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I also swear my grenades are bouncing back into here. Or he has grenades. That would also be an answer. Oh, cool.
You're done when I sing.
You hear that? Yeah, you hear that. That's what happens if you don't do that. No, if you do that. Do that. Never mind. This is a PSA. I have bot aim.
Nice.
Hmm. I don't even understand the architecture of this shooting range. Like, why would you build so many one-way areas? Is it just like canon in universe that everyone can jump really high? Like everyone has a 4-foot vertical? What is this video game logic in my video game? It's too late to shoot all of those. When's next stream? I generally aim for every Tuesday and Friday. I'm not always great on staying on schedule, but those are like the hard expect them days. Everything else is sort of, as it were, just if it's in the cards. Oh great, all I have are grenade shots. There'll be more Terraria craft. I just haven't streamed in 2 weeks and I didn't want to randomly start that again. I'm glad you asked. I just wasn't sure if it would... if, people still wanted to see more Terraria craft. But I know someone would be into it. I'm someone, smile. Robot?
Quite a party.
I'll probably finish out this level and maybe take a break, take a call for the day. Another where's the card situation. This has just been a really long level. Like, this is the same level as the tank part. That was my one shot of anything. Ammo, 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 ammo. Oh. I'm guessing I gotta, like, open this door remotely. Probably with the sign that says door control. Not that door, but that door. Ah, Mr. Freeman. Something's going on here. Funk, do I watch do you watch TikTok? There was a time where I had TikTok downloaded, and I just found this problem where I would sit on my couch chair, comatose, just brainlessly scrolling, and I would always walk away from it like, why am I doing this? I have the kind of personality where I will just sit there looking at it, not really thinking. So for my own good, I uninstalled it, and I haven't looked back. It's not like oh, I don't get it. I get it. I just I gotta not use it, you know? So I do occasionally hear that some people like post clips from my videos and stuff on it, and they just do weirdly well. But all of the ones I've seen, for the most part, they like are very openly unofficial. They like put links to my channel and stuff. So I honestly don't mind. It's just free advertisement. That's like the extent of my TikTok interaction, is like, does it intersect with what I do at all? Okay. Is it harmless? Okay. I don't, and that's the end of it. I don't really look at TikToks. I get it. Just not for me. I mean, it's the same thing with other stuff. With YouTube Shorts. I mean, YouTube Shorts is just like the regurgitated spit of TikTok, but it's the same thing there. I can't look at it because I'm scrolling through 80 videos that I don't even want to watch. To watch one video I vaguely want to watch, and then I forget it after watching one other video. I'm like, what was that last thing I just watched? I forgot. It's like, I'm getting nothing out of this. I have thought of jokingly making TikToks, but like, just fully animated ones that are meta humor. Like, you know those TikTok people? I don't know if PNG tuber is the right term. The one where they just have a picture of them over like Minecraft parkour footage or whatever, and they're just like talking to their fans. I wanted to build a rocket jump course in Minecraft, and then like animate Bommy panicking, trying to escape the hell void of a TikTok, and he's like banging on the corners of the screen, begging for you to get him out of there. And it's just like 7 uninterrupted minutes of him begging you. I say him, of me begging you to break me out of the algorithm. I don't know, just some stupid thing. But I don't want to commit time to making that. That's the most I've thought of TikTok, is what if I made an anti-TikTok joke? Maybe one day. It's just that I don't want to half-ass it. If I'm doing that, I'm doing full quality, or my bar at least. And that just detracts from working on like my actual video. So I'm just like, it'll just be a funny idea in my head for now. Should have saved before this room. In fact, I'll do that now. Like I said, is what I typed there. I mean, I think short-form content can be practical. I think for good creators, there is a great way to condense meaningful information down. Like, I don't know, Hank Green or someone, or Vsauce, might actually introduce some younger people to some pretty interesting concepts about the world we live in. I just don't think that's the majority of TikTok. I don't think you're humaning wrong if you take in you know, just funny TikToks. But I also think that's riding a fine line of dopamine drip, of dopamine feed. I don't know. Like, how much are you willing to compromise your own evolved brain that's willing to take in a lot of information really quickly without any of it being meaningful? Because it's kind of like, I don't know, a brain hack. I'm not smart enough to explain this. I think TikTok is sort of, or any short form stuff is sort of hijacking that part of your animal brain that just wants to eat as much sugar as it finds, because normally sugar is hard to find in nature. Like, sugar is healthy for you, it's just naturally you don't usually come into it that often. That's why we love it so much. But then we found out how to make our own, and now we eat too much of it. I think short form content's kind of like that. So how much sugar are you willing to eat, I guess is what I'm asking. After a certain point, you have to restrict yourself. Like, I have this problem where if there's too much snack food around the house, I eat it. If I get popcorn or candy or anything, it's hard for me to say no to it. If there's just like one cookie, one big cookie, I can ignore it for days. But if there's two big cookies, I'm eating one of the big cookies. So I just don't keep big cookies around my house. And it's the same with TikTok. I don't keep the big cookie around, so I don't eat it. If there's any food, I will eat it. Yeah, well, I'm minimalist in that way. If anything, a smart thing to do is to keep the ingredients to cook, but not that much stuff that you'd want to eat on its own. I have, like, a bunch of plant-based ground beef. I have, like, pasta and bolognese sauce. But to eat any of that, I gotta make a meal out of it. I can't just go scoop a spoon of bolognese sauce. I could, but that would be kind of weird. If you want a cool concept album that kind of is about this, I would recommend the band Arcade Fire. Has this album. I mean, they have a couple albums like this. Everything Now, I guess, would be the most appropriate. So there's this album called Everything Now, and it was made in like 2013, by the way. And the whole concept of it is just living sort of in a time where, if you've ever seen Bo Burnham, you already know it. You know the pitch. Like, the whole world is at my fingertips, and I don't want to unplug from it. It's a great concept album touching on that sort of sense of always needing something in your eyes. That's all I'll talk about it. But yeah, back to the food thing. If I force myself to cook stuff, it's a lot harder to snack. I think it's also just my personality type a little bit. I wouldn't call myself a workaholic, but when I get focused, I hyper-focus. Even if that's not work, that's just learning, like practicing music, or playing a game, or working on a video. Whatever it is, I usually will do that straight for hours and not get up to eat. So it kind of works out for me, where I have a small breakfast and a big dinner, and I don't eat that much in between. But that's just, I think, a lot of habit built up. And I definitely have days and times in my life where it's, you know, 4 small meals throughout the day or 6 meals throughout the day. I usually feel better when it's down to 2 or 3. The real important thing is doing them around the same time, I've found. I mean, really what I've learned is the more sedentary your lifestyle, the more your nutrition affects your mood. Since I'm not that active, I do a little cardio, not as much as I should. On a good day, I'm doing, you know, as many push-ups as I can stand before my body says no. Which is, you know, a couple sets of a dozen. So, on the days I'm more sedentary and I'm not doing stuff, I really feel when all I've eaten is popcorn. I gotta find the ammo spots in this level. Also, I can't believe it's not a new level yet. I mean, maybe it did, and I didn't pay attention to the elevator. Actually, this is a new level. I was gonna end the stream when I finished that last one. I'll go till 11 o'clock. I got 10 more minutes in me. Yep. Ow. I'm not saying you need to have 1 meal a day. That's called intermittent fasting, and I've tried it. I do it on and off. It helps in some ways. Like, when you intermittent fast consistently, so like around the same time of day you have one big meal, it can work. Like, so I think the most I've ever weighed was 188, probably 190, I didn't look. I was like 185 for a bit, and I just didn't like that, so I was intermittent fasting, which helped me get down to like 175. It's not that I'm at an unhealthy weight, it's that I don't work out, so it's mostly just residue fat sitting around. But intermittent fasting can help if you're trying to shed a little bit in a few days, but it's not a permanent solution. The healthy way to intermittent fast is like twice a week, and then the rest of the days you just eat normally. I do it as just a test of willpower. Not so much to like lose weight on those days. It's mostly just a sense of accomplishment of I could wait until this day, this time of day, and eat a big meal. And that big meal is like a huge reward. It's a fucking banquet. I make like a big fucking plate of spaghetti, or of pasta, or tacos, or whatever meal I'm bulking on. And it just, I don't know, it's a little celebration for me. I'm not doing that right now, though. Difficult. It depends on what your day schedule's like. If you're busy enough during the day, it's not as hard as you'd think. If I keep myself occupied, working, or out of the house or whatever, it's not that hard for me to intermittent fast. I'll do it on accident sometimes. If I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting around, it's really hard. It's tremendously difficult when you're not distracted. Which is why you have to be very strategic about doing it. You can't just do it and be like, alright, now I wait 16 hours. You gotta do shit for that 16 hours. Which is also why it's kind of, it can be helpful. Because you really force yourself to stay busy. Alright, this is not working. I'm gonna stop talking about food because I actually have not eaten since breakfast. And I need to... And I don't know. I'm running up my hours. I can't be tempting myself right now. I'm looking for ammo. I want ammo. Is 12 ammo really all I have to work with? Scared me. Found a little secret. What is this? Was I right? This is the same level as before. It's just an outdoor segment. I don't even remember where I went. I don't even know how to get out. It said it auto-saved, but it didn't. Save. I think that's where it came from, actually. Yeah. Alright. It's crazy how there's physics in a game with, like, completely fucking jerry-rigged 3D. Damn. Really, like, just nothing. It's a cool secret. It'd be in here, but thought it would amount to something. I don't even know if I can get out. Like, back the way I came. Thought I, like, fell down something. No, I'm good. Cool. I think I'm actually going to, just pause it on that. I saw a little secret. I can call that a save point. Because it's 11, and I think I accidentally intermittent fasted today, so I need to, get off and eat. I also have some other stuff I'm doing, but yeah, that's it for tonight. Actually pretty fun game. So yeah, you could see more of this later in the week. Maybe I'll do a couple shorter streams before Friday. Just kicking around this in Terraria Craft or something. Again, I'm pretty deep in, like, the writing phase of my next video. Because it won't close. I want a bit of a quicker turnaround. So I'll be busy with that, but anytime I have the freedom for it, I'll be streaming. Always, usually Tuesday and Friday. But that's it for tonight. Thank you for chatting, lurking, subbing, or just being. Just simply being. Yeah, that's it. I have a Discord if you want to know more, like, to know when I'm live. I also tweet it too on my Twitter. That's it. Again, if you somehow missed it, I uploaded a video like a week ago. So if you're into that, I'm pretty proud of it. If not, see ya whenever we cross paths in the future. Live long and well, everybody. Bye-bye.